Hello everyone. The game I will introduce you today is narrative-based facial expression game for emotional development of adults, Evoker. Humans have 6 fundamental emotions, and facial expressions convey emotional context and reflect one's psychological state. It means that facial expressions play a decisive social function in interpersonal communication and relationships. However, COVID-19 has completely changed our daily life, especially the way of communication. As adolescents were unable to experience enough social relationships and emotional context, the number of adolescents with psychiatric disorder increased. Following those statements, we chose adolescents as target player who are still very sensitive and vulnerable in developing emotion. Wearing masks every day hinders the chance to see and understand one's facial expressions during conversations. We found that emotions can be generated internally and externally through actions, such as making facial expressions also can lead to generate the emotions. Based on the background I mentioned, we designed a narrative-based game that uses real-time facial expression recognition. Players use facial expressions as a new interface in this game. For recognition part, we use FAR4 module implemented in Python. It computes the statistical confidence scores over 7 emotions, 6 basic emotions, and 1 neutrality from a given face image so that each confidence score is in range between 0 to 1. Players identify emotions from narrative context in missions and make a facial expression appropriate for the context to clear the challenges. Our game provides an opportunity to practice reading emotional context and expressing appropriate emotions, which has a high potential for promoting emotional development of our target users, adolescents. This game aims to increase the player's sense of immersion by constructing a complete universe. Observers of Emotion Monopoly Company take away the feelings of people in this town, and the player is the only person in the town who remembers emotions. Therefore, in this game, players should tell people proper facial expressions that suit the situation and eventually defeat the Emotion Monopoly Company to return town lively again. Based on 5 basic human emotions, we have 5 different situations: happiness, sadness, anger, surprise, and disgust. Context is given by emphasis with nonverbal cues like voices and gestures. For instance, joy of cheering with friends is expressing with sound effects and cheering actions. Likewise, sadness of the pain of loss with sobering sound effects and actions. However, some emotions are rarely expressed in daily, such as disgust cannot be fully natural to players. So we set the threshold of each emotions before the pilot test. Total 11 participants aged 17 to 22 are participated and have done our playtest. As you can see in the table, we got positive feedback in the 4 total categories. Yeah, our game has 3 contributions. First, it is educational. We expect the educational effect that the players can understand their feelings by voluntarily making facial expressions and further enhance their understanding of others. Second, it uses innovative interface. By using facial expressions as an interface, it aims to provide universal accessibilities and opportunities to practice real-life experiences through natural interfaces. Third, it has its own originality. We understand the current COVID-19 situation and design the game to practice facial expressions from decreasing chance to read others' facial expressions. Yeah, this is the end of my presentation. Thank you for your attention.